Welcome back. This is your US stock market recap for Friday, May 15th, 2026. After back-to-back record highs on Thursday, Wall Street pulled back sharply today. A heavy wave of profit-taking, spiking Treasury yields, and geopolitical questions wiped out much of this week's gains. The S&P 500 shed 1.24% to close at 7,408.50, while the Nasdaq Composite slipped 1.54% to end at 26,225.14. The Dow dropped 537 points, closing at 49,526, just one day after reclaiming the 50,000 milestone. Today's sell-off was driven by three main factors. First, the Trump 11 summit in Beijing wrapped up without major policy breakthroughs. While President Trump called the talks fantastic, no formal agreements were announced. This lack of immediate clarity triggered profit-taking, hitting the tech sector, which had rallied on summit optimism. Second, Treasury yield spiked. The 10-year Treasury note yield jumped 9 basis points to 4.55%, a fresh one-year high. This fueled broader concerns about inflation and rate hikes. Market odds for a Fed rate hike this year surged to 45%, up from just 1% last month. Meanwhile, today marks Jerome Powell's final day as Fed chair, with Kevin Warsh taking the helm. Third, energy markets move higher. Brent crude rose to $107.30, while WTI advanced to $102.74. This followed President Trump's announcement that China agreed to purchase American oil, sending Chinese vessels to Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska. In individual movers, chip makers took a heavy hit. Intel retreated more than 6%, AMD dropped 5.7%, and Micron fell 6.6%, as investors rotated out of AI and semiconductor names. In autos, Ford shares dropped 7.1% to $13.46 as investors locked in profits after a massive two-day rally. Boeing slipped 2.8% to $222.70. Reports indicated China's aircraft commitment was smaller than expected, coming in at around 200 planes rather than 500. On the positive side, Bill Ackman's Pershing Square revealed a new position in Microsoft, noting they began buying in February when it traded at just 21 times forward earnings. On the economic front, the May Empire State Manufacturing Index provided a bright spot, surging to 19.6, well ahead of estimates and signaling robust factory activity. Also, Cisco reported impressive earnings on Thursday, beating estimates with $15.8 billion in revenue. The stock skyrocketed 13.4% yesterday before giving back some gains today. To wrap it up, the tech-driven rally is facing resistance from rising yields and economic uncertainties. All eyes now shift to next week, with Nvidia scheduled to report earnings on Wednesday, May 20th, after the closing bell. That is your market recap for Friday, May 15th. Stay focused on fair value, not fear. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and informational purposes only.